Alright, there.
Alright.
We all good?
Great.
Let's do it. Alright, you ready, Mr. Dean?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Alright, so, Mr. Dean, what do you think about the new law getting passed about how vaping got changed from 18 to 21 legally by?
I think it's good for, you know, one of the main reasons because we don't really think about our health at 18 because we're so young, we're going to live forever and all this other good stuff. And I think that changing it to 21 kind of gives you an extra couple of years to think about, hey, this is some heavy stuff, like this is bad side effects if I do this. But that's one of my main reasons that I think, you know, it's perfectly good.
Okay, I see that. But you can be legally prosecuted as an adult at 18. So if you can go to jail, you know, for your whole life at 18 years old for murdering 3 people, why can't you just hit a vape?
One, that's just wrongdoing.
It is wrongdoing. It's not morally correct, but I'm just saying that's something that is also illegal, yes. But you can get prosecuted at 18, but you can't legally hit a vape. I know what I said was illegal also, but you get what I'm saying.
Yeah, and if you can die and, you know, kill people at the age of 18, I mean, that's just you being an imbecile. You know, you know that's wrong to do. You know the side effects.
I know you're talking about the Army for a second. You were about to go off on that, and you kind of confused me.
When?
A second ago, you were saying I can go off and kill people. I thought you meant, go off overseas.
No. You can go out if you want to go out and like murder people. Like, you know that's wrong. You're taught that at an early age.
I don't think you're taught. I think it's more like you're born like that. It's just
kind of sort of, but I mean, I think that's a totally different thing if you're going to be tried as an adult when you do a crime, rather than making the decision of, you know, putting something inside you that's deadly and it's been proven to cause harm for you. I don't think you.
So you're saying that's 2 separate issues, like.
I think so, completely different. I think so. Y'all want to get on me?
My question: what do you think is worse?
Wait, say it again. Tell them to stop playing piano.
What's the question? What do you think is worse? Cigarettes or vapes?
If you want to be honest, the way I'm thinking.
Because I've seen all the ingredients and all the
this is what I think about
bad stuff that's inside cigarettes, and it's way worse than vapes. I'm not saying that vapes are good.
No. I get what you're saying. This is what I think on that. You're trying to choose the lesser of 2 evils. You telling me this, and y'all know I love Little Debbie cakes. This is what you're comparing a zebra cake to oatmeal cream pie. They're both bad. You know, you see what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
Cigarettes are bad. Of course, if you want to choose the worst, I mean, I'm guessing cigarettes because, I mean, cigarettes got a lot of stuff in it. And it's been proven over time.
Yeah, chemical stuff.
Right, terrible chemicals. But vaping has its own thing. Like we were talking earlier this morning, vaping has nicotine you can put in. You can have the aerosol things in it. And just the aerosol alone can give you a lot of new stuff.
Well, we got to look at vaping, right? You have your 3 main types.
Right.
You have your e-cigarettes,
okay,
which usually do not have nicotine. It's just all the chemicals that are found in common fruits and vegetables that we see in the store that are burnt. And then you have nicotine, which adds the addictive factor of it, you know, which gets to where, I take a hit, I need another hit right now, or I'm not going to be the same high. That's what that does. All right, and then you have DAP pins. And DAP pins are THC, and that's pretty much, you know, weed. You get rid of those 3.
So, I think all 3 of them have something bad to do with you, even if it's just the flavor, like the first flavor. You're still giving off that aerosol scent. And that increases what we looked at with the American Cancer Society, says it increases your heart rate, increases your blood pressure, and all of those things are linked to stroke, heart attack, and heart disease. That's just on aerosol alone. We're not even touching on the nicotine factor. Nicotine, you can get addicted to nicotine, the feeling of nicotine. That's the whole point of this. You want to get clean air, but I mean, nicotine is still bad for you. Same thing, all cause for cancer. And the third thing with THC, even if you don't want, if it's legal in whatever state, whatever area you are in, you still, even if you don't think that THC does anything to your brain cells or anything, you want to be one of those people, you still have to point back to the health factor of aerosol containers injected into your lungs. Once you harm your lungs, this is what I learned looking up this stuff. Once you harm your lungs, you harm your brain cells, which makes sense. You're supposed to breathe clean air. That's how humans are designed. We're supposed to breathe this much oxygen and this much whatever that's in there. Once you cause an extra dosage of something that's bad, that's not what you're supposed to breathe, you're going to affect your whole body. Your lungs, your head, your cells, your DNA cells. It affects a whole lot of things.
And one thing about it, there's lots of people that switch from cigarettes to vapes thinking that it's going to be better.
Mm-hmm.
Like we just talked, it's not, because they're both bad for you.
And the thing about that is like vapes like just got on the scene. Like they've been out, you know what I'm saying, 2-3 years. So no one knows the long-term effects of, you know what I'm saying, vaping. So you can't really compare. You can, but you can't compare a vape to a cigarette.
Well, vapes been out 15 years. But see, they really caught on. They really caught on the last 2, 3, 5 years.
Right.
Because they're just like you get these cool looking vapes, or you get this little bitty pen you can just really quickly. And 10 years of research is long enough. Not even counting 15. The thing we had went over this morning, they have found a new. Let me see if I can find this. They found a new lung disease. And it's linked to vaping. It was 1,400 cases.
Like cancer?
Yeah, and the number I found, it was 33 people that died. I think you said you found 51. But I found 33 people that died from it. And 80% of these people was below the age of 35, and another 15 was younger than 18 from vaping.
And that's off the deaths?
That's off of deaths. And I said, well, that's off of the people that were affected. And this is a new type of disease. Like, cause we didn't associate anything with this before this time, because all we had was cigarettes. And that's what I found crazy, because I'm like, well, you're getting rid of one problem with cigarettes, then you're just introducing a whole another problem with lung disease and everything. Like, but yeah, it's been out a little bit more than 2 years. I mean, but
it's just where some people, where some people get confused, because you comparing, you know what I'm saying, 15 years of the vape been around to hundreds of years.
Right, 100 years you research
cigarettes and tobacco been around, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So it's different, but it's all the same thing. Like they introduce it in a different way for you. Right. Know what I'm saying?
But then that's the crazy thing. You're just trying to learn how to skin a cat another way, and you still gonna get the same result. Still gonna be, still gonna be health problem.
Yeah. And like we was talking about this morning, like it's a microwave generation. People just like easy stuff, and it's easier. It's easier to just press a button and smoke that than light up a cigarette.
You totally correct.
Or even just take a hit.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's easier.
So you just telling me like, and it's very like, if you want to think about it from that lens, you don't have to light nothing. You just put it in your pocket. Put it in your pocket.
Yeah. I mean, most kids nowadays bring it to school and get away, like, because it's so one slip free and then slip back in. Without even our teacher noticing.
Yeah.
Don't got no smell.
No, don't got no smell, no odor.
That's one of the big things. That's one of the big things. Like people say they prefer vaping over cigarettes because 95% of people who smoke really don't like it because they hate the smell that it gives them. You know what I'm saying? They hate being around other people smelling like cigarettes.
And that's why it's so popular. That's why this is a problem. For like, let's be honest with people that's under 18 and everything. It's a problem because it's so popular and it looks cool. You just like vape a whole room to death, and it just looks cool. But something like I was saying earlier, everything that looks cool, man, that ain't always the route you want to take. Just because something feel good to me does not mean you need to be doing that. I'm gonna go right back to my cake example, because y'all know I like Debbie cakes. I know Debbie cakes taste good, but Debbie cakes gonna hurt me more than one way. I'm gonna get cavities. I'm gonna get fatter, bigger. I'm gonna get more out of shape. Like it's diabetes. Like when I like, it's just from eating a Debbie cake, just because it tastes good. Now let's link this with the 18 to 21 age change. We don't care about that when we 18. You eat a Debbie cake and y'all just boom, you recover fast. We talked about this. You recover fast when you're 18. When you get older, you don't recover as fast, especially when you work out, stuff like that. When you get this stuff in your system and you have it for 10 years, 18 to 28, you put a harmful stepping block in your way.
Yeah.
So we all agree that it's bad. Do you think that it's possible to just make a law that forbids both?
What
See,
you mean
that
by
much
that?
people that smoke that if all the presidents and all the countries agree to make a law to
Just ban it all together?
ban all cigarettes and all vapes, do you think that will be possible?
I don't want to do that, but well,
Because we all agree that it's bad.
yeah. Go ahead, Dom. I don't want to interrupt.
Well, what I'm about to say is, even though like if you try to ban it, there's always going to be a certain way, some illegal to get it into the state.
Right.
Even with that, it's gonna be a lot of consequences that come with that because you got people who smoke cigarettes to get through certain things, and you know what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? It's like and they're gonna go through. You know what I'm saying? Withdrawal. That's a big part of letting go. You know what I'm saying? Nicotine.
Oh, and
So-
I'm thinking now about it. The economy, all the people that make, all the big
money.
brands that make.
So there's a lot of
Tobacco.
money in cigarettes, man.
Yeah. And what Don was saying,
I
like,
don't think they do.
we outlawed weed in like 1940, 1930 something. And people are still obtaining
still
weed.
big.
You know what I'm
It's
saying?
still
Just because you
big.
ban something, you don't want to do that. But then at the same token, I'm sorry, I'm gonna listen.
No, you're right.
At the same token, I can't, to answer your question, I can't just say, yeah, ban it, because I'm just one person. And like Dylan said, some people get through this stuff, but there have been links to nicotine and death, suicide. Not saying nicotine is the number one thing, but if I'm gonna get something to make me feel better,
Right.
and use that as a crutch, it's gonna harm me. Like the Debbie Cake incident with nicotine, it goes hand in hand. I'm gonna either eat myself to death or I'm gonna smoke myself to death. At the same time, I'm trying to get this to make me feel better. What if I run out of money? What if I don't have any cigarettes no more? What if I don't have any e-cigarette money? Then I'm gonna commit suicide because I don't get that same feeling. Not just that's the answer to your question, and to add on to your what you got.
Yeah. So I got two things, right? The first thing is about the whole thing where like people were smoking cigarettes and with the doctors like, hey, what can we do? Like, okay, we get patches, or we got this new thing coming out, called e-cigarettes. We can hit you on this little bee and see what happens and help you get off of that. That doesn't happen anymore. That's illegal, but conspiracy, little going on. I still think that these companies were paying the doctors saying, hey, if you refer us to our e-cigarette, we'll give you, nice lump sum of money, You think that's true or not? Because we know for a fact that did happen. Doctors were referring people to e-cigarettes. But do you think
Go ahead.
I 100% agree because I do look into the medical field sometimes, and even nowadays, like even with marijuana, it's medical marijuana, but it's still THC when you look down to it, and it's illegal. But it's companies supplying medical purposes. It's automatically good for you, apparently. And
that's a good point, yeah.
honestly, it's just ridiculous because you have so many companies doing the exact same thing for hundreds of years, doing the same process.
Well,
When you look at it, all medicines are drugs.
Yes.
You can say that, but
You're
some
right.
of them,
No, you're right.
some of them
Right.
are good for
You're
you.
exactly 100% right.
just look at some of the side effects of some of these medicines. If we just want to get off on this topic,
I mean,
like you get so many bad side effects from these certain medicines, but they're legal drugs.
Yeah,
They
they're
do
legal
worse
drugs.
harm or just as much harm as alcohol.
I mean,
It's just
like,
Well, see, I would say
what's-
worse on them, to be honest.
like for medical reasons, like what's one pain relieving medicine that's
Oh, Dom, I got some on your topic, right? So the new thing with THC, right? They're breeding different kind of plants so that they help a very certain thing. It's like a new one that came out that my girlfriend's mom's taking now. It's for periods and stuff, and it like takes down menstrual cramps, makes it like not so intense, and it supposedly helps her like a lot right now. Like I think that's really interesting because like now we have the technology to where like we have this great drug. No, I don't say it's a great drug. Take that back. We have this thing we've had forever.
Effective.
It's a drug that we know does certain things, and we know that if we breed certain types together over time, they're going to cause certain things.
It's called a mutation.
Yeah, exactly. You got a genetic mutation going on, and I don't want to get into like legalizing all that kind of stuff. But what I am saying is that we need to change the topic. That's what I'm saying.
Change the topic. But the age change. What are some good things? I'm gonna ask you.
Yeah.
The rest of y'all. What are some good things you think that go ahead. The age change, like with the vaping. What's the good things for vaping? What's the good side effects for vaping?
There's no. That's why I ask you. Do you think there's a way to ban them? Because we all agree they're bad. There's nothing good in vaping. You can say it's cool and you can show it to your friends and stuff, but yeah, maybe stress relieving. But
you see,
we all agree it's something bad in general.
Right.
It has more bad things than good things.
Yeah, and that's when I was researching. I was like, man, I can't find anything that's solid. That's like good. Because if you got to use something to make you feel better, like
that's not good.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. What's up?
I think the only good thing you can really get out of it is probably benefit kids, because you know what I'm saying, most kids have parents who smoke, or at least one of their parents smoke, so it would help with the secondhand smoke situation. You know what I'm saying?
That's a good point. That's a good point.
Like
But it's still gonna cause harm to to the parent. But I see your point.
There's a yes and no to that. You're still getting secondhand smoke, but at the same time, you're also causing harm from firsthand smoke.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So you're getting both side effects of that.
But that secondhand smoke goes on. That's a lot less.
That's
people.
a lot less than what you.
Yeah,
I see that point. It's a whole lot less than a cigarette, but I see that. That's actually a good. I didn't even think about that.
If we're gonna talk about breathing that stuff, even when we breathe in cars, that's still bad.
No, dude, that stuff can kill you.
That's kind of like
that good picture.
Like cigarettes. I think if you, I know where I've seen this, but if you breathe for one day in, I don't know if it's in Beijing or India, it is the same as if you smoke like 3 cigarettes.
Oh God.
Something like that, or 1 packet of cigarettes. Because if we're gonna say that it's even much worse. Cigarettes than vaping, we can say it's much worse. Well, we smell all the chemical the cars spread. That's even worse than cigarettes. So
you're right about that.
Yeah. So another point, going back a few steps about Mario saying how like, oh, it's good. Why is it good? Oh, because it's just cool to do. You know, like there's no other good things about it. It just makes you feel good for a second. I was thinking. Think about Nike, right? Nike has the shoe stores over in Japan and stuff where, people like want to kill themselves. Little kid, Indian stores, just little kids working way too much, no labor laws over that. It's the same idea. What's a good pair of shoes going to get you that just something from Walmart ain't going to get you? It's 100% the style. And
now we're tapping into a whole different we're tapping to like
political.
The way this is the way I view it. Like, if you're gonna go like this is a societal thing, like this is what you see on TV. Like when I was little, man, all I saw was Allen Iverson. When I was growing up, Kobe Bryant, people like this, like in the NBA, and you always saw what they were wearing on their shoes. Michael Jordan made that like that's what I wanted. You see what I'm saying? And I'm not, and many people don't know about the labor laws and everything in China, how they make these shoes and everything. But then when you come to school and you have a pair of Shaqs on, or if you have a pair of these Walmart shoes on, you get picked on that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
That opens up, that's why I can't tell you, this is like opens up a whole new bubble. That's where bullying comes in, and people bullying you and make you feel bad about what you're wearing. Not even asking you what can you afford.
Yeah.
Not even asking you if your mom can afford these Nikes.
Yeah, just looking at your shoes and see.
Yeah.
They're not Nike. They're like you said, Walmart shoes.
They're just
they're not expensive.
Back to what you just said about like TV commercials and all that. It's TV commercials like present these as like the most wonderful things in the world, but it's so manipulating because it just shows us teens like, oh, you can have this for at a low cost, but like it does such good things, but they don't show any harm or side effects onto the screen. It's just like, and it manipulates the human mind to make us want that.
Yeah, that's just like with the vaping.
Especially at a young age, my God, yeah. Because like, well, let's just say like with shoes and all that, right? Like you see on Cartoon Network for like little 6, 7, 8, you know, like little kids. Dude, marketing to little kids is, dude, I don't care what it is. It's so easy, bro. You got things like, okay, just Jake Paul and Logan Paul, right? Let's just say those two big names out there. You know, they're just vibing out marketing to kids, and they're saying, oh, what up, kids, my guy? You got videos out there where you're saying, hey, buy your stuff. Another, let me just get this out real fast. You ever heard of Ryan's toy reviews? That little kid, he's the most richest guy on YouTube. He makes the most money on anybody. I think his last year, bro. Yeah, dude, he's like 8 or 9 years old. He has all these videos that like, it's like these companies send them toys and like, okay, here, Ryan, review my toy. And he won't say nothing about it, bro. He won't be like, hey, this is sponsored by this toy company. Now, he'll just review the toy and make his video. And I think that is super messed up because it's just getting all these little kids to be like, what? I want that too. And the little kids, they ain't got the brain capacity to realize that, hey, he's getting paid to say this.
Yeah. And that goes right to your vaping point, man. To what, you know, nobody, I don't think anybody would want to vape if they didn't see it on TV.
Yeah,
they didn't see somebody doing it.
One thing about that,
that's the whole.
When we were talking about bullying, going back to vaping, imagine that you have a group of friends. And one gets a vape, and the other one gets a vape, and you're the only one that doesn't have one. And you're gonna buy one.
Yeah,
and you're gonna buy one. It's kind of like bullying,
and that's what we and at y'all's age, man. This is an age where you're like, I want to experience everything, but I want to fit in, but I don't want to, you know, go against what my morals and stuff like that.
It's the most vulnerable stage ever because
it is.
You're trying to figure out where you stand in life,
who you are,
and who who you are, and how you fit into society in what way. And
you're trying to find your identity, which at this age is like you have an idea. Like if you're what y'all like 15 to 18, you know, that's that age range. That's when you're trying to find out about yourself. You're trying to see what you like, what sports activities I like. What am I doing? Do I want to smoke? Am I just doing this because my friends do? Do I want to drink or because my friends are doing this? Like you won't be like comfortable with yourself until you get old. Like I can tell you, I've been comfortable with myself since I was like 20, because I already knew like 19 to 20. I was like, I'm just not going to do that because I'm comfortable with myself. I know if somebody tells me, man, you weak for not doing it, I'm just gonna be like, okay, bro, cool. Yeah. Like that's the mindset I've had. But at that age, I understand that peer pressure is totally it's crazy.
Most people ain't got that, and that's the hard part. Yeah.
Right.
And another thing is, during like the 13 to 18 stage, even 19 at most, because you're still trying to figure out yourself, I'm going to push it to 19. You're basically, your mindset doesn't generate until like 20 because of one reason. It's either your friends are peer pressuring or it's a chain reaction of, oh, they're doing it, they're doing it, they're doing it, they're doing it.
I think you're missing out on something.
Yeah.
Like in elementary schools when there's some toy that a kid brings next day or next week, all the school is gonna have that.
What's that toy that was
Beyblades? Oh, the Beyblades.
Not Beyblade. It was something.
I'm talking fidget spinners. I'm talking
fidget spinners. Everybody. I was in college and I was like, man, I kind of want a fidget spinner. I don't know what does it do. You just do that. Everybody has one.
At least with Beyblades, you can fight and you can see.
And that Beyblades when I was real,
but picture spirits,
yeah, and
it just spin.
Yeah, and that's all it does. But guess what? My sister came home. She said, "Ryan, if I don't get this, my friends ain't gonna do it." I said, "A fidget spinner, a little rolling thing,
like just a little barrel of plastic on it."
Yeah, and that's the crazy thing about how peer pressure is, dude. That crawls right back into this vaping thing. That will make you feel like you are so alone if you don't have one fidget spinner, you don't have one vapor, you know.
And that just goes back to like the TV and stuff. It's embedded in us at a young age.
Yeah.
If you don't have this, you're not gonna be cool. If you don't have this, you're not gonna be cool.
Yeah, and it's crazy. It's crazy.
Dude, I think the most crazy part for me is that like marketing for vaping there's been marketing. Like I said earlier, you know, it's like with cigarettes. If you market a cigarette, it has to have the huge like, oh, this will harm you. This is the effects of it on top of it, you know. But like it's been all just word of mouth. People just saying, hey, I got it, you got it, and it's just trees off. I think it's insane, my God. Like, yeah.
I think back in, you know, when they was, you know, doing cigarettes, they didn't used to put that Surgeon General warning. I think that's what it's called, a General Surgeon. I think Surgeon General.
Yeah, like in the 50s.
They used to not put it there.
No, they
And
didn't.
then they somebody got sued or somebody said something.
When that happened.
And
yeah.
But you see,
and
you see
somebody, now
those
they
pictures.
now they starting to put it on, you know.
But because of the nicotine that makes you out, you see those pictures sometimes. I see those pictures and it's disgusting.
Yeah.
But people still smoking because of nicotine.
Man, if I could show you my granddad used to smoke. My great granddad used to smoke, and my great granddad used to smoke. Both of them. They used to do pipes, and they showed us the lungs he had, the color of his lungs, and all that other stuff.
Yeah.
And he died when he was like 90 something, but still, he still had breathing problems and everything. Yeah. They showed us how black and tarish those lungs. And those lungs are not supposed to look black.
They had. It's been so bad. It's been so bad with the cigarettes and all that.
Yeah.
I remember when I was in middle school. Yes, they showed it. Everyone had to go into the library and they had a whole seminar and they showed us the lungs, how it's gonna be if you smoke and this and that.
Your teeth.
The teeth.
Okay, I mean, you ain't finna get nobody. If y'all want to get these girlfriends or whatever your preference is. If you ain't gonna get nobody on no yellow teeth stinger, bro, you know what I'm saying? Like,
I'm talking black teeth.
It's gonna
You're
gonna kiss her and
you're not gonna have any more teeth.
Yeah, listen to that real fast.
To your statement that you asked me about, it was in 1969 that they made a public health smoking act. So that the warning label.
That was not long ago.
No.
I wanted it just 2020.
that was 2 years ago, my bad.
Wait,
yeah, that was that's
1969.
It's crazy.
That's crazy.
And people didn't know that this was, and I promise you, people probably didn't even think about this was causing harm to them.
Yeah.
And then that little, what's that little thing you have to press?
They're
I don't want to do that, man.
It's like
I've met about 5 or 6 people in my life that had to do that,
Yeah,
and they can't even talk. We can't do this. That takes all that away. And you have not everybody's not going to get it, but you have a chance to get throat cancer and have to talk to one of those.
And it's just because of the thing too, because without it, 1 in a million. When you start doing that, your chances get bumped up tenfold.
Boom, like automatically.
And then I think, and they have like the commercials and stuff where they say you're gonna end up like this if you keep smoking cigarettes.
Yeah, you might end up like me. Hey.
But with social media and everything nowadays, people just make fun of everything.
Yeah, and that's a big thing.
They just make
that's where that cyberbullying comes in. That's when I wasn't even aware of it till I got to college. I'm like, what in the world is cyberbullying? Like, just because somebody's not vaping or somebody's not drinking or somebody's not doing something you want them to do, you can get bullied on the internet for that, and you can get that's like the little GIFs or however you call it, GIFs or whatever. And they'll tag your name on it. Go ahead, Dom.
And the thing is about cyberbullying, it's like twice as bad than normal bullying because once it
posts face to face,
and it's all over the world.
You don't know who they are.
Well, once you posted something about, like, let's say I bully you on the internet. Well, guess what? When I post that, now it's
everybody.
Everybody over the world knows.
It's not like if you call me idiot and you just bully me.
In person, it's like
it's person. You're gonna know it. I'm gonna know maybe.
Maybe
5 people.
4 people.
Maybe a Duke
but
out
not
and then
everyone.
And then you get on the internet.
All the schools gonna know that.
And that's why people are pressured into doing this vaping stuff. That's why people are into the, I hate to make this about drugs. I'm not going to make a war on drugs or anything. But that's why I didn't know nothing about vaping. The first vape commercial I saw was something about blue. It was a black stick. And it was blue at the tip. I said, oh, that just looks cool. What is that? I said, oh, that's like a cigarette. I said, well, it just looks cool. The guy was in black and white.
Yeah.
And he smoked it. And then boom, I was like, well, blue, oh, God. It's just just stuff to entice you.
And especially going back to that, it's crazy because like the marketing thing, it's only been don't do it. That's all. Like my personal experience, I've never seen somebody say, "Hey, go out and do this." I've not seen that on Instagram, on Facebook, on TV, on nothing.
They can't. Cause I'm telling you, they do, man. They can't do it.
Dude, imagine if they did. Just hypothetically, imagine if these companies come out saying, "Hey, you're a cool kid. You take a hit. It's it makes you feel good." Dude,
that will increase it by.
I'm talking. We would have. I'm talking World War III. I'm talking. We're gonna have an apocalypse. Everybody like.
Everybody's gonna die.
Yeah, everybody.
Because of vape.
The commercials are really like false advertising though, because like when they first came out with like vaping commercials, you feel me? It was like, you know what I'm saying, this is to help you get off of cigarettes, get on this, and they made it seem like it was to help you quit smoking altogether. But they didn't. What they didn't tell you was that it's gonna put you on something that's probably even worse,
even more
probably,
than
and we
even
more
more
addictive. This is just 10, 15 years of research. We're not even talking about 30. Like, what if like 30 years of just smoking it? Like that could have a whole. Like, we found a new lung disease. A new lung disease from the Centers of Disease and Control
Prevention. Like chickenpox or something?
It's some. I don't know what it's called.
Coronavirus.
But no, but it's a new disease. And then what if somebody smokes it another 15, 30, 20 years? You know, that's going to be a whole. It's going to probably sprout up something else different. You know, and I think it's just sad because
at least now they start in YouTube. One thing that is called like the truth when they do. It's like a commercial against Juul, vapes, and at least now they have that. Then, like we've said, they don't tell us go and buy this vape. Well, you buy it, but now you can see the effects, and you can see all the side effects. And there's people realizing, there's people making commercial against Juul, there's a brand, the vapes.
And the disease name for the vaping and all that is called chronic obstruction pulmonary disease.
Something long that I don't want.
Something long that's bad. That's bad. If it's long, it's bad.
No.
You see something I think is crazy too. In our generation, that we've heard of, we grew up with those commercials and stuff. Like I know all y'all remember on like Adult Swim, where it's like the dude walking to the gas station, and then he's like, "Hey, I want a pack of cigarettes." And he's like, "All right, I ain't got no money. Costs 5 teeth," and gets the pliers.
That's crazy. That's the price you really paying. That's really the price you're paying. That's gonna be. And that's another thing we saw. You actually speed up your process of living. Like your youthfulness, it's gone.
It's gone.
It's gone.
Yeah.
So.
And it's also crazy because like there's so many ads that play, but like there's only so many. Like there's only a few things that will only play. Like if you vape, it'll do this. If you smoke, it'll do this. And you barely see those ads on TVs, on YouTube, or anything else across the internet. Because it's like this will destroy our market, and the market will collapse.
Hey man, this was a good discussion. We're gonna have to do something else.
We need some more of this.
Oh y'all forgot.
That's it, bro.
And another thing, it basically
we out.
We out, boys.
Alright guys, good meeting. I really made some progress.
We're gonna make some progress today, boys.
Alright, brother Dom.